Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV. So, you guys, listen, I want to talk about the sports wife. And I'm so behind with my reviews, you guys, that I thought I'm not going to have time to go back and do the review for each and every episode because I'm like 6 episodes behind. But I am still watching the show. It is still very much interesting to me. It's very hard to find time to sit down and do the full review. So, I will talk about certain scenes or episodes that I found to be more interesting and that I found to be more entertaining and that I feel like can create a conversation for us in the comment section. So the show is based on women that are married. It's either you are married or dating a sportsman or have a baby with sportsmen, South African sportsmen. Okay. So, and the two fathers, the two baby daddies that we have seen is Kennedy, I think it's Kennedy Moene and Lanchene Palane, okay? And they're both soccer players, you guys. And I want to talk about these 2 days because I'm very impressed by what we learned from watching the show, you guys. And I'm only talking about what we have seen on the show because, you guys, these men might have other kids somewhere else and acting different there. But what we have seen on the show and what the baby mamas are saying about them have been confirmed on the show, you guys. First, it is Kennedy, you guys. Kennedy has a child with this lady. Let me show you. Usisanda. Okay. So Sisanda is Kennedy's baby mama. Okay. Now, Sisanda has a son that she had before meeting Kennedy. And then together they have a daughter and then they split. So they're no longer together. Okay. However, you guys, when Kennedy came, or when they got into a relationship, Kennedy became like a father to Sisanda's son, who is now, I believe, like 16 years old because he's supposed to go for initiation right now. They are closer, so Uzoya entabeni very soon, you guys. And in this last episode, I think it's episode 8, he had asked Sisanda to ask Kennedy. The son asked his mother to ask Kennedy to come around because he wanted to have a conversation with him. And it was quite an interesting conversation, you guys, because he said that he wanted to acknowledge Kennedy as his father figure. He says that Kennedy has been very an important part of his life. Okay. And the very touching story, you guys, that he tells about Kennedy is that there was a time when his mother couldn't pay his school fees and he was being kicked out of school and Kennedy just showed up. Remember, you guys, he's not his biological father. So, it wasn't his responsibility to even go to the school, let alone pay the school fee. So he got to the school, found out that Sisanda owed a lot of money in school fees, and then he made sure that the son went back to class and just paid the school fees. The son talks about how that really impacted him so much that he was thinking about the fact that he's not even his father, but he was willing to do that for him unplanned, you guys. He says that the way that touched him so much, he even kept the receipt because after Kennedy had paid in school, they gave him the receipt to say that the school fees had been paid. He says that he still even has the receipt even to this day, you guys. I found that to be very interesting, you guys, because it's not a lot. It's hard to find good fathers, okay? But it's even harder to find bonus dads that will come in children's lives and really go do a good job of being those father figures. Some they come in and they are father figures, but don't really take the part of financial responsibility. It looks like with him, he has been very supportive to the son, and honestly, you guys, for him to be the one to say, "Listen, I think of you as being my father. I do have my biological dad. I love him, but I feel like you have made an impact in my life. And since we are in Tabeni very soon, he wanted him to also be there as his father, you guys. I was very impressed. I don't want to lie because it really sounds like him and Sisanda have had an up and down relationship. But the fact that regardless of what has happened with his mom and Kennedy, he still very much respects Kennedy and appreciates the impact that he has had in his life, guys. I wanted to acknowledge that because we don't see a lot of that, especially when you think about soccer players. You're not thinking that they're really good fathers. I don't know why, but I'm just thinking, you guys. And then the other story, you guys, is Tipua's story. Tipua is this one. For those that don't really watch the show, and if you just want a reminder of who Tipua and Sisanda are actually friends, you guys. Well, frenemies, because we're finding out that they're not really friends. So Tipua is this one. Tipua is the one that they say has dated many soccer players. They even call her Miss PSL. Currently, she says that she no longer dates soccer players because she's been there, done that. She's had enough of them. So Tipua also has two kids, the same as Sisanda, and she has two sons. Andile, who is also a soccer player, you guys. Okay, so she has a son with Andile, and then his second born is by Ulanchene Palani. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, you guys. He's said to be playing for Swallows shooting the show. When they're shooting the show, he says that he's now playing for Swallows. Okay, and with him as well, you guys, he found Tipu with a son already, and it's a son of another soccer player. But she was talking about how he is such a good father to both her kids. And even on the show, we see him come to pick up both the kids because he's around. He's in Joburg. Apparently, he had been in Peter Maritzburg and he's back in Joburg. He wanted to come pick up the kids for the weekend. And he's not only picking up his biological son, he picked up both the kids and he said he misses them. He wants to go and spend time with them over the weekend. Tipuo does say, you guys, that's how he does it. He takes both the kids as his kids. He never does things for one child and not the other. And she clarifies to say the older son, I think the older son is Lisedi, and then the younger one is Khanya. Khanya is the one that is Palane's son. Lisedi is Andile Jali's son. And they say, she has said that Andile is not really a present dad. And from how she talks, I don't even think that he financially takes care of Khanya, but I might be wrong. Maybe I misunderstood. But the person that is physically there for both the kids is Palani, you guys. And I think it's such a great thing because when you have kids that have different fathers, and then one father is a really, really good dad, and the other one is really like absent dad, and then but the one that is present only focuses on their child, which they have a right to do so. The other one, it can make the life of the other one even more difficult, and they can feel more rejected because now they're watching the other one having this great relationship with their father while they don't. So I think it makes it better when the other dad decides to take that place of being that bonus dad that is present in the child's life. I think I'm very impressed, you guys. I thought that if we were seeing any daddies in on this show, it was going to be fighting over maintenance, fighting over they never come to see the kids and all of that, which we are seeing with Andile Jali. We haven't seen him on the show, we're hearing about it, but I'm very impressed, you guys, that these two guys have showed up for these two kids on the show. I am very impressed, you guys. Like I say, I'm basing this on what has been presented on the show. It might be different somewhere else, but on the show, they're really showing up and they're really being presented by the baby mamas as the best baby daddies. Listen, you guys, nothing impresses me like a man that is a good father. You can go save the world, but if you don't take care of your kids, like, you might as well, I don't know, guys. You might as well just pass away. I don't like guys that don't take care of their own kids. I'm really honestly impressed when fathers show up for their kids, just like I'm impressed when mothers show up for their kids, because we do have mothers that don't do that as well. You guys, anyway, tell me what you think about this in the comment section, you guys. What did you think about that conversation that Kennedy had with Susanna's son? You guys, I thought it was very impressive. He actually did get emotional about it because he says that when he was doing what he did for him, he wasn't really thinking he was making that much of an impact. But I loved that scene, you guys. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section. Share it with your friends, with your family. and even with strangers ngenithanda kakhulu.